Hello everybody, this is a bit of a weird video to make. A very long time ago, I think almost, maybe even over 2 years ago, I made a promise. And that promise was surrounding something that I never thought I would achieve. I didn't think that this would ever come back to bite me. And it has. So today, with the help of this one, I'm going to be dressing up as this, and we're going to be answering some little Q&A questions so that I can be distracted from the embarrassment that I brought upon my family. Should we get started?
Yob. That's not English. Yes.
Okay, well, one mostly pinkification later, I've put on some of the outfit because I'm not taking all my clothes off for free. All right, you have to pay at least a little bit of money for that, and I don't see any of you subscribe to my OnlyFans, so I've got some of it on, but we're gonna continue as we start going through the questions, because there's actually a surprising amount, and some of them might take a decent amount of time to answer. So I mean, I can read at this point, so I will start off with the first one. So this is on YouTube. These first ones are all from YouTube, and this is from Stuart Beard. He says, what is it? We all have choices we make growing up, crossroads where we choose a direction. Would you change any of them? There's quite a few situations where the problem is that's a question where I don't like to answer just saying yes, because at the same time, you know, with all life's ups and downs, where I'm at the moment, I'm pretty happy with. So I wouldn't want to, you know, the butterfly effect and everything, change one tiny thing and then completely alter the trajectory of my life. But I guess honestly, the biggest thing I would have done is I just would have coughed up the money for the insurance for the Suzuki, because that would have saved me a lot of hassle. It would have been expensive, but at least I would have had one car that was reliable, that was still interesting, rather than the absolute shithole, that's not the right word, but the absolute stress fest I've been through this past year with vehicles I would hopefully not be in. How about you?
Oh, I forgot the question.
What things would you change if you could? I can't reach all the stuff. Right.
I don't know.
Come on, there's got to be something that you would change.
You put me on the spot.
Oh, you got a brain?
Not really.
Fine. Well, we're not getting you answer for that one then, I guess.
I didn't know I was answering the questions.
Well, yes. You're not just here to look pretty. You're here to add to the content as well. You're not just here so I can put woman in the tags.
Oh.
I mean, I might do that, to be fair.
Remove your eyes, please.
Okay, yes. Well, you're going to have to read them from now on.
I can barely read because I don't have my glasses on.
Put your glasses.
No.
Right.
Vault the Protogen. Might be a bit of a random question, but why did you choose Joe as your username? Now close your eyes.
Well, for that, I can't remember the exact origin of it. I'll be completely honest, but I think it was just something that somebody called me once, and I've been through. Oh shit! I've been through enough usernames where I picked them thinking that they were cool, and then 2 weeks later I got bored of them and realised I hated them. So to have a username that, or a name to go by that somebody else had kind of bestowed on me, was somewhat nice, I guess. because you can't choose your own nicknames, and most of the nicknames I've been called in my life have been horrifically offensive.
Lobster boy.
Shut up. or things I wouldn't want to be known by. So to have one that was like, yeah, this is alright, I could go by that, it just kind of stuck. I don't remember who it was who originally called me that. I could not tell you. It might have even been Mugs, but I could be wrong. I honestly don't remember. It was a couple of years back, and I just kind of, it had just been kind of something that had stuck somewhat. So
I need your under your eyes seem to open them.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to poke you.
Please don't.
Do we ask you the next one?
Yeah, but yeah, there's your answer. How's that?
LJ Phoenix, what's the favourite car you've owned, and what cars do you want to own in the future?
Well, you can answer this one as well. The favourite car I've owned is probably the Panda, but it's not. That's just because it's the most fun to drive. It's definitely not been the easiest experience. I can't remember the rest of the question.
What do you want to own in the future?
Oh, in the future. Well, I'd love to. Obviously, I want a Quattro at some point, but that's like the end goal, and there will be many steps up to that, I'm sure. I'd love one of those a VW Corrado. I would absolutely kill for a purple Corrado one day. It's one of those things where it depends how much they're worth at the time, and I don't know, but yeah, Corrado would be nice. I'd like a Copen as well. I love the Daihatsu Copen, and I almost bought one instead of the Panda, but yeah, probably a Corrado would be very nice, or a Mark III Golf VR6. I don't know, I just love the VR6 as an engine, and I think those were the two best applications for it. How about you?
Well, I don't own a car because I'm a passenger princess. But I want to own a Renault 5 GT Turbo, but they're very expensive, and also I don't have a driving licence.
Baby steps, you know. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Close eyes. Just glimpsing you. Next question from Caleb Stewart. What's your all-time favourite racing game?
Oh, bloody hell, that's a... Well, actually, no. I was going to say it's a difficult one. It's not. The original Forza Horizon. More than anything else in the world, I've probably put more hours into that than anything. Well, I guess Beam could also count, but I wouldn't class Beam as a racing game. You don't really do much racing. But you do a lot of racing in the original Horizon. It's just the best. For me, the atmosphere, the car list, the map is just... cannot be beaten. I absolutely adore it. I would... If they released a remaster, I would buy that shit on instantly, like second one, not even day one. I would pre-order that the second that I could. How about you?
Racing games?
Yes.
Honestly, in games, the part where you have to drive is the most stressful part for me. So I don't really know. Does Uncharted count as a racing game?
If you
no. That one section.
Okay, you can count that. We'll count it for now. But to be fair, we had a bit of fun on Driver.
I beat you.
You didn't beat me, really.
I did.
I don't remember.
I beat you on like most of them.
No, I don't think that happened. I don't remember, so it didn't happen. Okay. Next question.
It's from Amy. When did that leather cap person annoy you the most? I'm going in your...
Tell me what yeah. Oh, fucking hell. The time, Amy, when you have pissed me off the most, and it was... I had to take a step back. Like, I literally had to take off my headset and just sit down on my bed for 5 minutes. Was that fucking bomb defusal mission in that stream of yours. Nothing has filled me with so much fucking anger. I mean, it wasn't entirely just... oh my god, I can't even speak. It wasn't entirely directed to you, but that made me so fucking angry. Because it kept making me do more, and you bastards wouldn't believe me. You kept acting like I was fucking incompetent, like dribbling on the controller, but I wasn't. I was doing it, and it kept giving me more, and I don't know why. Breathe. And you penises were making fun of me, acting like I was useless. But then when like Ewan or Impego, whoever it was, got it, they got like 2 to do, and that was it. And I had like 4. I'm fine though. I'm over it. Next question.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not angry.
I need you to close your eyes in a minute. But Cables says, when should we expect the 1,000 sub special?
Now.
Right now.
That was such a waste of a question, Cables.
Disgusting. Well, Mike Jeffries says, how did you become part of the Fail Race crew?
Oh Christ, that is going back. That it's almost not depressing, but it's quite strange to realise that this story is literally going to encompass almost half my life. In fact, it's going to encompass, I think, over half my life at this point. Because I remember first watching some of the first of Alex's videos in like when I was literally like 9 or 10 years old, and I kind of did that for the next few years. I didn't really play. I mean, I played games at that point, but I didn't really play online games because, if I'm completely honest, my Xbox 360 had all the parental restrictions on, so I couldn't. But when I got to, I think I was about 12, I finally joined the Fail Race forums. I mean, obviously I was too young to be on there. I shouldn't have been on there, but I did. I signed up for there, and then spent the next however many years that the forums was alive annoying the absolute ever-living shit out of everyone on there, and I do sincerely apologise because Christ I was annoying. But then I remember at some point, I joined a couple of Versus the Communities, but I was so bad I ruined it for everyone. I literally would just crash in the first corner or whatever. But I remember after literally months of bugging everyone, it was mostly Ollie, to be honest, because Ollie was the only person near my age, so I was like, we could be best friends. It's not how you make friends, by the way, don't do that. I think I eventually bugged Reese enough, because at that point on the forums the filming sign-ups was just a thread, and then every week Alex would post what's happening and you'd sign up. I think I got at one point when they cleared out the thread to get rid of old people who weren't active anymore, I somehow got added. I don't know if it was on purpose, and I don't know if he realised who he was adding, because Christ almighty, with hindsight, I would not have, if it was me, I would not have added myself to that. I was so irritating. And that was like just after I got GTA. This was like 2015, I think, 2015-16. I was still like 12, 13 at that point. And I would join the occasional thing, and it just kind of, I just started joining more things. I was terrible. I was so bad, and I never really joined any of the races. My internet was absolute dog shit, so I'd be lagging all over the place. But the races I kind of stood away from because I knew that I would be bad. But then as I started growing up, I started joining more stuff, especially when it moved to the Discord. I just had the filming role, so I was, I could join even though I think I'd stepped away for quite a long time. Sorry, I'm talking and you can't do anything at this point.
I need you to open your eyes.
But I eventually just started joining more things again, and lo and behold, apparently I was not completely incompetent. I'm still mostly incompetent, but I have minor skills in some areas. So that's basically how it happened. It was. I wouldn't use it as advice. Don't just, if you want to be joining something, and this is especially directed to Alex's YouTube commenters, don't just message everyone and be like, can I join, because it doesn't work. It worked for me, but that was a fluke. I should not, in a just world, I would have been ignored and then probably, I don't know, blown my own brains out or something. But we're apparently not in a just world, so it somehow did work out. But I did not deserve the friends that I have managed to make. It was just not, it shouldn't have happened in the slightest. No. There you go, there's your answer. I don't even remember what the question was, to be honest. Sorry.
Well, that was an answer. Do you want wings? Attempted wings? Because I can't do them on myself.
Well, I think it'd be funny for you to attempt them, so great. Yes.
Okay, well, we get the next question from Active Camouflages. What is yours and your girlfriend's all-time and affordable dream cars? And if you have a top 3, then that's better.
Top 3? Is that top 3 each, or...? Yeah, it'd be top 3 each, I reckon.
I don't really know names of cars is the issue, because I'm a normie. I guess if we're saying affordable, because I would say that you can never turn down a Subaru, but that's not very affordable.
Well, I mean, it depends. Some of them are pretty affordable. I'd say it's affordable enough. Like, it's like not 6 figures, which is good.
Well, for my dad, it was 5 figures.
Yeah, but that was an Evo, wasn't it?
He also had a Subaru.
Oh, I haven't heard this story. I'm finding out this as well.
But the basic version of a Subaru, don't come for me because I know it doesn't actually look like a Subaru, but the MG ZS, it has a spoiler, and that's enough for me. Okay.
Yes, we have discussed this at length. The fact that we will have to have one of those like monogram purple MG ZSs at some point. I guess if we're doing 3H. Yeah, that's a good one. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I would love a Daihatsu Copen at some point, and I still kind of wish I bought one, but it wouldn't have made sense. They're only 2 seats or whatever. But I would love one at one point because they do those. I'm absolutely obsessed with them. The dark green ones with the tan leather interior and the gold mini lights, and it looks so good. It looks like the perfect modern interpretation of an old 60s British sports car, and I absolutely adore them. And they're not even that expensive. They're like $2.5 grand. And I almost bought one, but I was like, I want more seats, and so I got the Panda. And I would love to experience one at some point, definitely. I'd love to drive one, but owning one, I think it'd be fun. What's your next one?
I don't know the names of them. I don't know.
Describe them.
Just box.
What, like an old Volvo or something?
Box cars. Sure, if that's what it's called.
So something boxy.
Something boxy.
There are many boxy vehicles I would love to own.
Just if it's a material girl car.
So it has to be like somewhat offensive colour, or
yes. I'm not having a boring grey little car.
Yeah, I don't like boring coloured cars. It just doesn't. It's not my thing. We're going to ignore the Volkswagen incident. Yeah, but that was just a car and nothing more. Although to be fair, the next owner seems to be enjoying it a lot more than I was. So.
I hate to inform you that is the part where I have to try and do eyelashes.
Okay.
Which you're supposed to have your eyes open for.
Oh God.
He doesn't like his eyes being touched.
I don't like eyes. I can't. I need contact lenses. I'm fucking blind, and I would love contact lenses, but I just can't touch my own eyes. There's nothing that makes me more uncomfortable.
Well, because the issue is, I would skip this, but I think in my experience, mascara is the most important part.
Well, let's see what you can do then. Jesus.
I mean, right, you close your eyes if you want. I'll try and do it with eyes closed. And you tell them another one of your cars that you want.
Oh, bloody hell. I already kind of went across. Oh, I can't speak English. I already kind of went through this with I'd love a Corrado, but there's so many others. One of my very guilty pleasures that I would absolutely love to own. I don't know if it would ever happen. It probably won't, because it would involve me importing one. Be one of the JDM Saturn SC2s. You know, if you guys don't know who Saturn were, they were this 90s General Motors subsidiary that did plastic economy cars, and their whole thing was no haggle pricing, whatever. And the SC2 was their coupe. The later ones came with suicide doors on the left, and they sold some of them in Japan in right-hand drive with a manual and a dual overhead cam engine. And I would just love one, because you would never see another one. I doubt there is a single other Saturn SC2 in this country. You would own every single JDM car. Well, you wouldn't, because there'd be a Skyline. Everyone would be basically trying to suck the massive tiny penis of the owner of it. But I just cannot imagine something more obscure and cool. It's never going to happen ever in my life, but if I do find one, I would love to get one, because they're dirt cheap. They're like $2 grand plus import fees. But it's never going to happen, but maybe one day.
Socks.
I have to put my socks on.
While you answer the question, also by Active Camouflage, it says, how is your day going?
It's pretty good. I'm whoring myself out on the internet, which is a rare but exciting occurrence, I guess. How about you?
It's good, because I get to put you in makeup again.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I like dressing people up.
Yeah, now your little brothers will no longer take it.
Yes.
I am the mannequin. That is.
Yes. Well, it's your fault for presenting to me at the literal. Before we were even dating, you presented yourself as a femboy.
I didn't. That was no. We're not. No, I didn't present myself as a femboy, because I'm not. I simply allowed you access to a Twitch, and there was a thing, but that wasn't my presenting of myself. God, it's hot in here.
I mean, all I'm saying is this isn't the first time you've worn thigh-high socks.
Okay, next question.
Alex says, a detailed opinion on the 1997 Rover 111i Knightsbridge.
Alex, it's a piece of shit. You need to get a car that actually works. Your mother and I are very, very worried. You need to be able to get to work, and you need to stop buying rusty little shit boxes. I actually, you have a problem. You have a problem. This is your intervention right now. That. You need help.
Interesting. We're going into Twitter now.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is a very important question.
Is it?
This is from Summer Berries.
Oh, fucking
It's
hell.
how many goats would your sexy girlfriend cost?
I don't really know the goat exchange rate at the moment.
Well, how many goats would you pay for me?
I don't know. What kind of goats are they?
Pygmy goats. I love pygmy goats.
20.
That's not a lot. I want more goats.
Women.
No, we've already established that we're going to get some cows. We're going to get some little sheeps.
I would love to know your plan is about how in this economy we're going to have any sort of house that has the room. I mean, unless we just kill all of our extended relatives and scrape together all their money, I don't think it... But
You're forgetting that I'm going to be a boss lady with my degree. Thank you very much.
your doctorate.
Yim, exactly. I keep saying Yim. Nobody's going to understand that.
Oh, it's not. I'm the normal one. This is the strange one.
Scroll down, sir.
Oh, yep. I can't read.
I'm doing your cheeks, by the way, if
Okay.
you didn't know that. More cowbell. What does Crane actually smell of?
I hate to say this, but he doesn't smell all that bad. But then again, that might have been because I might not have been able to smell how bad he smells because of the COVID that he tried to give me in that train car. The bastard.
How dare he?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get it, although I don't, Christ knows what I have now. It's some sort of exotic disease. But I'm not making a big deal out of it. I'm a man, so I'm just getting through it.
All I've heard this week is complaining.
I don't know what you're talking about. If we're going to start on complaining...
I'm not relevant. I'm not relevant.
What was the complaint this morning?
I didn't have any. You see? I didn't have any. Thank you. Next question.
You had to get the train. You were complaining about that.
Well, yes, I did have to. That's a very difficult thing. For me
You just
to do.
sit down. You just get on it and sit down.
Next question. Another one from More Cowbell. If you didn't own your Panda, what other car would you prefer to own?
Oh, well, I mean, I kind of already spoiled it. Well, if I didn't own the Panda, I wanted to have gotten a Copen, but I probably wouldn't have been able to get one, again, because they are, 2-seat, 2-door and whatever. I know this goes against what I've been talking about with the Polo, about how it was just a car, but I would absolutely love a Seat Arosa 16 valve. I don't know what it is, especially in that peach colour. I'm one of those people where a colour can sell a car. Like if a car
That
was
is
sold,
true.
if a car was sold in an interesting colour, and I find one in that interesting colour, that can be enough to sway me to want it when I didn't before. The Seat Arosa, it's just a even though it actually came first, most people don't know it came before the Lupo. The Lupo was based off the Arosa, not the other way around. But even though it's just a Lupo, it's just a Polo that's shortened. But it comes in that peach colour, and I will attach a picture here. And I just love it. It's just such a perfect colour for a little city car to be in. They also come in highlighter yellow. I saw one of those while I was going to... I can't remember where I was, but I only remember that part of that trip when I saw a highlighter yellow Seat Arosa and a Honda logo next to it as well. It was like being in a 90s city car park. But yeah, I would love an Arosa 16 valve. They're actually going up in money a bit at the moment. I'd also like a Polo Dune. I would like to... The later... again, I'll have a picture up. I have a bit of a soft spot for them. I wouldn't say no to one of those. That would... a 5-door one of those would probably be practical enough if I hadn't gotten the Panda. But really, I wasn't looking for a car. And then I found out about the pandas and how I could afford one and everything, what a great idea that was. And then I was looking for it. If I hadn't found that, I mean, I was looking at the Copen as well, but it was never going to happen because they're just 2 seats. But if I hadn't found the pandas, I probably still would have the Polo at this point. Although I'd probably be on cut springs and TSR, the TSW Venoms. But yeah, I was dreaming a lot, but the Panda seemed to be the only car that I was dreaming about that could actually work, so I bit the bullet and got it. But apart from that, I don't honestly think I would have bought anything else, to be honest. At least, unless now that I would have had insurance for a year or whatever, I might have gone for something a little sportier. But Christ knows I could think about this for hours, and I will. But yeah. Sorry.
Final statement from More Cowbell. Sausages.
Sausages. I do like sausages.
Yes.
Do you like sausages?
I do. I had them for dinner last night. Well, this is where it's going to get difficult because I need to do your lips, but you also need to talk. So we can do one thing and then you can talk.
Okay.
So let me just say this. Camorra. I don't know how you pronounce that one.
Yeah.
As I know all too well, the character of an Italian car comes from its flaws. What do you love and what gets on your nerves after 10 minutes of driving?
What I love the buzzy little engine. It's just great fun. When it gets to like 3,000 RPM, it's either 3 or 4. I can't honestly remember off the top of my head. And you just feel it. Just it's not much. I'm not pretending it's like VTEC or a supercharger or anything. But it just starts to. It's like, oh, we're really going for this. Okay. And I love it. It just gets so excitable. It's like a little puppy. But what I hate is just all the noises that it's making, and the fact that I do not have the money to fix them, and the fact that I brought it to a garage and the guy was like, yeah, it's fixed. It's just not. I mean, admittedly it was free, but yeah, I just want it to work. That would be very nice if it would just work without screeching. It's quite an irritating noise. It's like, yeah.
Let me do some lippage and
Okay.
then I'll ask you a question. Actually, I'm going to ask you the question whilst I do this because I really not like your reply. Horde says, "Are you a furry?"
Mm-hmm.
The silence speaks volumes, doesn't it?
No, can I move my lips?
Yes, you can. Move
No,
your lips.
Horde, fuck off. All right, you are projecting and coping and all of those other things that people do when they are in denial. I am a normal person. You are. Christ knows what you are.
Crane says, "Who's your favourite artist in the filming crew?"
I'm trying to think of literally anyone else. Longbow. His thumbnails are art. There we go. Fucked.
And he also says, "Narcissism aside, what YouTuber would you want to most collaborate with for a video besides the Fail Race crew?"
Oh my god, that's a good one. There's so many people that I would love to do videos with, or I'd love to do anything with. But honestly, if it was I'd love to do something with Neological. I think it'd be great fun. The stuff that he organises on Beam MP looks really entertaining. He's a funny guy as well. I watch most of his stuff. He's one of the few, like, I don't want to be rude to him, but like one of the few YouTubers that is like more child orientated, like the fact that he doesn't like swear all the time or whatever, who isn't intensely annoying. Because I find a lot of them they just make me want to like remove my earlobes after like 5 seconds because they're just so annoying. But he's not, like, his content is like family friendly, but it's entertaining and I enjoy it and I love watching it. So I think I'd love to do something with him. He has his own crew, I know, and in fact we've been in contact with some of his crew, but it's I think it'd be great to try out some of the ideas that we have and some of the ideas that he have. Although this is less of a me specifically going and collaborating with him. If it was like a one-on-one thing, I don't know. Because I'll be honest, I don't have much faith in my own entertainment value. I'm thinking of this more as if we did a crossover between the FR crew and between his crew, I think that'd be great. If it was just me, I honestly don't know. I don't really see myself as entertaining enough that I would be able to add something to someone else's channel. But Christ knows, maybe I probably shouldn't touch my face, should I? Maybe one day I'll find someone who wants to do it. I mean, yeah. Sorry, it's a bit of a shit answer, but there you go.
Right, let me have your lips again. While I ask you a question, just go like, you need to go like normal lip. Just be normal lip. Ladu says, why are you gay? Why are you gay?
Forgot about that one. Fuck you.
Right, rub your lips like this. Yes, like that. Good. Next question from Roy. Do you like my car?
I know that you're doing that as a reference to that stupid fucking video that still gets more views than anything else on my channel, by the way. Like every single day when I go onto my well, not every single day, I'm not that sad, but go onto my channel page or whatever, and it shows top videos from the past 48 hours. It's always at the top. I hate that stupid video. But to answer, yes, your car is all right. The black one is unreliable, which is quite funny because it makes me feel a little more secure in the fact that at least my car starts up every morning. And obviously I don't know how much is happening with the other one that you're planning, but I really like that one even more, so good luck. I hope you end up buying that.
Have some bows for you whilst you answer from Apollo. Is the 100 HP Panda a practical daily car?
It depends what you're needing it for. Around town, the ride is very uncomfortable. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It is back-breaking. It's so stiff, and it eats through suspension components. But around town, it's great fun, especially if the roads are good. It's really enjoyable. I would 100% recommend it. If you're doing motorway miles, you need to find something else. Even if it has got the 6-speed box, it's still extremely short ratios. All 6 gears in the Panda. At least, if I'm doing 70, I'm at a higher RPM than I would have been in my Polo, which only had a 5-speed. So it is not good for motorway miles. It's loud and whatever, and uncomfortable. But I would say if you want, especially if you live in the middle of country, you're doing B roads or whatever, I could not recommend anything more if the size fits for you. And honestly, you can get a roof rack on. I bet I've had a bed in the back of that thing, a literal double bed, not even flat pack, dismantled with some screwdrivers before we put it in. It was quite a stressful thing, and we held it inside with fairy lights, which I'm sure OSHA would love to hear about. But it can fit a decent amount of stuff. You can get 4 people. It doesn't have a 5th seatbelt, which is a bit strange because there's obviously room for a 5th person, but Christ knows what Fiat we're thinking. But I would recommend it if you think it would fit into your life. If you have something similar, like a Fiesta or a Ford Ka or something like that is similar size and that works for you, then I would 100% recommend 100 horsepower. If you can get a good one, check the rear axles for rust and make sure the suspension isn't completely worn out, and make sure the gearbox doesn't crunch into any gears, because those are the 3 main things, especially the rear axles, because it's very hard to get replacement rear axles because the 100 horsepower has rear disc brakes and the normal Panda has drums, so you either have to get the normal Panda drum one and then adjust it so it can fit the disc brakes with the ABS, or you have to go out of your way to find an aftermarket part which won't be as high quality. So check there's no rust on the rear axle and that the gearbox doesn't crunch, because obviously then it's on its way out. You should be good. I realise you weren't even asking to buy one, but yes, they're good daily cars.
Okay. Breathe.
Yes.
Now I have the last thing and the last question.
What is that?
It's lip gloss.
Oh, that makes
it's
sense.
It's sparkly. Stop pouting. I need to do it on your lippage. And rub them together. Okay. And the final question from Nathan Bills. If you could recreate any of the Top Gear challenges with members of the filming crew, which challenge would you choose, and which 2 filming crew members would you choose to go with you?
Well, funny you should say that. There have actually been discussions, not necessarily with filming crew members, but maybe there might be something similar to the generic cheat car challenge happening some point next year if we can get people together. I would love to do that. We've been talking about it for a while, and hopefully it should be happening. But as for specific recreations of Top Gear challenges, I would love to do the motorhome one. I would love to do the motorhome one with oh god, I don't even know. If it has to be 3 people, I'd probably just choose. I'd probably choose Amy and Lado because we've done the most things like that together. I don't know. I have some strange fascination with converting vehicles to live in. I think it's just such a cool thing to do, and I would love to do something like that. Or the 17-year-old car challenge, so that I would be able to feel no shame in absolutely ruining some sort of VW Polo with cut springs or whatever. I mean, I think whatever challenge we recreated, it would be entertaining, but I think those would be the 2 best. Or the amphibious car challenge, actually. That would be the fucking funniest, because Lados would 100% sink, and I would piss myself with laughter. But if we were allowed to have more people, I'd love to have Amy and Lado. I think Chris would be fucking hilarious to have along. I mean, to be honest, there's nobody in the filming crew who isn't funny and who I wouldn't think would add something to something like that. But if it's just 3, 4, 5 people, yeah, I think Amy, Lado, Chris, and maybe Hyper, although they'd probably spend the whole time flirting, which would be annoying. But yeah, the amphibious car challenge, completely unreasonable, never going to happen, would be the funniest, I think.
Yes.
What's that?
It's nothing.
Are there any more questions?
No, that's all. You finished, and you're all makeup.
I'm
as
rewarded with an amputator.
An amputator.
Am I a cute anime girl?
Yeah.
I appreciate your support.
Run away. Go further back. We need the whole fit. There you go. You're in the archway now. Cute. Stuff.
Ignore my hairy legs.
Up the skirt.
You dirty bugger.
Isn't he pretty, everyone?
Shush.
Comment, like, subscribe.
I'm going inside now. You're not coming.
What am I? I know this isn't part of it, but I'm going to see Twiz. Twiz. Oh, hello.
I handle the actual thing to point it down.
Pretty.
Stop it! Okay, well, thank you.
Time to have eyes. I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well, but you can have a try.
Oh, Jesus, I'm not bad.
It's my handiwork. You're pretty. I told you. Pretty.
Shut up. I've definitely looked worse, I can say that. I hope my parents or my employers do not find this video. Not sure which one would be worse.
I'm going to send it to your extended family.
If you do that, we're never seeing each other again.
I stole one of your bows, by the way. Sorry.
Bow stealer. I don't know where the third one's supposed to be, to be fair. Actually, I think it's supposed to be in, the, pleated hair, but obviously I don't have pleated hair. Well, thank you all very much for watching and for submitting your questions. Some of them were horrific, but most of them were actually very good. And also, thank you all very much for getting me here. It's been a big journey, and I genuinely, really, properly appreciate all of the support. You guys are very fucking nice, even in times where I probably don't deserve it. You guys are all very kind, and thank you. I'm trying not to get emotional, it's really lame, but thank you all very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.